Hey guys, I got a quick favor. Can you watch through my video? Tell me what you like, what you don't like, and what you think I can improve about it. I'm completely open to doing different types of content. So just let me know what you think. Enjoy the lift. All right, and there you go. Shoulders complete. Didn't have time for abs again. I've been slacking on the ab training. I don't think it's an area where I'm struggling, but I do think I need to start working it back in here soon. So shoulders, I warmed up my rotator cuff before I started. It's very important to do because I went so long without doing rotator cuff warm-ups before chest that I developed quite the little, I wouldn't call it an injury, strain, I don't know. It's just not good. So always warm up your rotator cuff when you work your shoulders or your chest. But that was it for the shoulder workout warm up. I started with cable lateral raise. And you know, I was at that point where 5 pounds was too light and 10 pounds felt a little too heavy. So what I did is I got a 2.5 pound plate from one of the racks. I put the little screw thing, I put it around the, why can't I not think of the thing? The bolt, we'll just call it the bolt. And then I put the bolt in the 5, so 7.5 pounds. Felt really good. Slow, controlled, really flexing at the top, back down. You know, making sure to get the cable up, not all the way on the ground. That's another form thing that I've learned that's helped out a lot. I did 3 sets there. And then I moved on to dumbbell lateral raise. I started with the 15s, and the 15s felt, I wouldn't say light, they just felt like kind of a moderate-ish weight. So the next 2 sets, I used the 20 pounders. And again, I'm really trying not to swing too much. Just, you know, keeping the weight. You can see the form if you watch it. If you rewind and watch it. Just slowly up, hold at the top a little bit, back down. 3 sets of lateral raises, and my side delts were complete. And then we moved on to the rear delts, warmed up a little bit because we're moving on to kind of a new muscle. I don't warm it up as much as if I was doing arms. I did triceps and then biceps because I feel like your rear delts are getting recruited very slightly when you're training your side delts. So you don't need to warm up too much. Unless you feel it's necessary, then absolutely do it. But I ended up doing face pulls first. You know, it's just one of those things working on the form here. I use the rope attachment. I just put 2 fingers around the knob and I pull it in like that. And sometimes I'll use my full hands. I'll just go heavier. Sometimes I'll lay down on a bench and have the weight above me pulling it down. So there's lots of different ways to do the face pulls. And you know, that's up to your discretion how you want to do it. So I did 3 sets there, and then I did rear delt cable flies. You know, no attachment on the cable. Get it about shoulder height, keep your elbow bent, push the weight out, pause at the end, back in. And I mean, tempo reps on that one feel good too if you just keep going, you know. I did 3 sets for each side there, and my shoulder training was complete. I did something a little different with my pose down. I turned the light out in the bathroom. I played with my phone light, my camera light a little bit, and I haven't looked at it yet. I hope it turned out pretty good because I was just willing to try something different. And then I absolutely did my 30 minutes of cardio. Did you do your 30 minutes of cardio today? But that was it for the training today. You know, solid work. Diet's been pretty good today. Had 2 Cliff Bars, a foot-long sub. Had a couple rice cakes before I went in. And for dinner, I'm gonna have some lean ground beef and potatoes. Took my multivitamin, my fish oil, my creatine. Man, come on, let's keep it going, guys. So solid day. Feel good about it. But that's about all I got. So tomorrow's arm day. I might go to the other gym for that because they have the Preacher Curl machine. I've been wanting to use that since I've been, you know, just gaining more knowledge about training in general, and I've been trying a lot of different things. If not, it's cool if I do it here at my home gym. I'm cool with it. So we'll just see what tomorrow brings. But don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive and never, ever give up on yourself. I'll see you guys tomorrow.